Hi guys, welcome back to Surviving Infidelity. Today's story is my 22 male stepmother, 37 female, tried seducing me while my dad, 45 male, was away for business, and now my dad believes I was the one that tried to seduce her. Before we get into the video guys, I want to remind you of the Patreon down in the description. Check it out if you'd like, you don't have to, and let's get straight into the video. Hey everyone! I think this situation requires a decent amount of background information, so please be patient with me as I try to describe my current dilemma. There are so many different things going on. Everything happened within the last couple of days, and I have been trying to figure out a solution for myself, but I've decided I need some old-fashioned advice from Reddit, so here we go. To start with the background, I'm a current university student with plans to graduate at the end of this semester. My degree is pretty useless by itself though. So I've lined up a plan to start attending graduate school next year. I have been fortunate to get through most of college with little to no debt, and my dad has some money set aside for my graduation school studies. This will come up later. I live pretty independently from my dad and stepmom, as the university I attend is not my hometown. Plus, I do have a decent relationship with my father, but he always seems to be away on business trips. As for my stepmother, I'm pretty sure she's never liked me. I just pretty much avoid her as much as possible. So, I'll start getting into the juice of the story. I never really have been too interested in women in a sexual sense. I suppose I've been too busy with my academics and work. However, I was recently talking with one of my best friends, and I was beginning to think about asking out a girl in one of my classes. For the sake of the story, she'll be called Abby. Abby and I actually have some history, as we were coincidentally next door neighbours in our childhood neighbourhood. That's cute. However, my family ended up hating her family. I was too young at the time to understand what was going on, but apparently Abby's older brother were always getting on my dad's nerve. I think they broke one of our house's windows while playing baseball, were generally loud, and always scooped their dog's crap from their yard into ours. Me, being a little 7-year-old, didn't really care at all, but my dad's still bitter. Anyways, all this to say, I ended up asking Abby out. And we ended up setting up a time for studying together. It's probably no big deal, but I'm excited. So now imagine me a couple of days ago having a great time, high off the fact that I was actually successful for once. When I got myself into this terrible situation, I suppose my first mistake was coming home for the weekend. As usual, my dad was not present when I came home for the weekend. So it was just my stepmom and me. We usually just avoid each other as much as possible because, as I mentioned earlier, I'm pretty sure she hates me for whatever reason. This time, however, she tried starting up a conversation with me. It started with talking about my dad. She was complaining about how he's gone all the time, and how it must be hard for me to have a life without a real father figure. Considering this is the topic she decided to start with for a conversation, I know I'm about to get into some dangerous waters. But I guess I was naive in thinking that the situation wouldn't worsen. I know my dad isn't great, but I generally have the confidence in him. Plus, he helps pay for my education. Already see how it's going, like she's buttering him up. My stepmother then mentioned how she sees a lot of features in me that resemble my father, which, to be fair, we look fairly similar. Maybe she was just tired of her husband not being around and she was trying to see him in me? I don't know, but it just keeps getting worse. My sanity and normal life could be salvaged at this point if the conversation would have ended, but of course not. That would be too easy, right? I should just leave because she's a creep. But no, apparently, she wanted to clarify what she was saying. She started rambling on about how she often wonders what would have happened if she and I had met instead of her marrying my father. What? Okay, so he's basically reacted to how I did. Like what? I need to get out of there ASAP. But here's where the biggest problem is. Oh god. Obviously, it's going to keep going further, which is, In trying to understand what she was saying, I must have accidentally blushed or something. Oh. I would also be like a bit like, like more flustered than blushed. She is quite attractive, but I respect my father and would never think about hooking up with his wife. Surely my stepmother would stay faithful to my dad too, right? Right? No. I like how it's written. She started to go in for a kiss, but I quickly pushed her away and made it clear that I was not interested. I started grabbing my things so I could leave and go back to my university apartment, and she kept rambling on. Of course, after trying to make a move on me like that, she was pretty devastated with the aftermath. I went back to my apartment And honestly, I figured I should continue with my studies. Have an awesome date with Abby and go on with my life while avoiding my stepmom as much as possible. In hindsight, perhaps I should have taken a more proactive approach in solving the problem with my stepmother. But I guess I was shell-shocked. Anyways, fast forward to yesterday when I received a call from my dad. He was at home for once, which is super unfortunate timing. Let me tell you, he was absolutely fuming. He yelled about some disgrace and lack of trust in me, and then it all started to make sense. My stepmother must have flipped the script on me before I told my father about her trying to seduce me. I tried to plead my case, but his anger just kept spewing out of my phone. I even tried to tell him about Abby, but he didn't believe me. Nah, that's wrong. Not even hearing out two sides. So this is where I need help. My father says he's going to stop helping me pay for university, and he's basically cutting me off. He has never been a fantastic guy, but he is successful in his career. And it has been nice not to worry too much about going into a massive amounts of debt. I don't know what to do. I never had a great relationship with my stepmother to begin with, but now that's obviously fricked. Now my dad pretty much hates me as well, solely because he believes his wife over me. It would be great if I could just fix this all and pin the situation back on my stepmother somehow, but I'm just not sure he will ever trust me again. That's both annoying to read and hear that he's not trusting his own son, or even listening to his own son and seeing his point of view. So there's a lot going on in my life right now, and I just don't know what to do. I've got my studies to worry about, a first date, family issues, all within the stress caused by a pandemic. I just feel royally screwed regardless. But hey, at least I have a date to look forward to. Do you think there is any way to fix any of these relationships? What should I do moving forward? That's crazy. I would just try and make my plea. If I was him, I would try and get my father to listen to what I have to say. But if he's already not believing, I don't know what to do. But I would just try and make things right. But also not go down for not take the blame either, because it wasn't you. I would fight the case. What would you tell this guy for advice? What do you do? If your father's not going to listen to you or trust you anymore, how are you meant to even fix that? It's hard when someone else isn't helping the situation, stepmother. I hope his date goes good. I hope that goes good for him, so he has at least one good thing coming out of the week or so that this has all happened in. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget about the Patreon link down in the description if you want to check it out for more uncensored videos. Just head there, and don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe if you want. And I'll see you in another video, guys. Bye.